मैं जब कहता हूँ स्टार्टअप इंडिया तो मैं मान के चलता हूँ स्टैंडअप इंडिया। इसके लिए मुझे अलग सोच करने की जरूरत नहीं है।
The government's Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion will issue a notification to put in place a framework to enable incubators to certify startups as part of its Startup India plan, making them eligible for tax benefits and other facilities. At present, only an incubator funded by the government is permitted to certify startups. Incubators provide a setup where multiple startups are given space to operate and mentored to scale up their business to a certain level.
While the government is going gaga over the Startup India, Stand Up India initiative, there are some unnecessarily evils that are taking advantage of this. Incubators have finally figured out a way to make money, charging startups to get verified. This came to light when an incubation industry body, ISBA, in Trivandrum asked startups to shell out Rs 35,000 for certification. This included a fee of Rs 10,000 for application and Rs 25,000 for assessment. This form of fraud is happening because the government has made it mandatory for startups to get approvals from incubators. This is doing more harm than help. Instead of such a conventional process, it's time the government made the process simple and easy. College-going kids usually don't have credit cards, and this prevents them from buying their favorite products on e-commerce sites on credits. Here's Krazybee with a solution.
The student market is never believed by the traditional banking system, right? So they are not offered credit cards, they are not offered EMIs, they are pretty active already on the Flipkart and everything, but we wanted to make them even more active in this segment by offering ways in which they can buy more, right? So that was the idea about enabling these kind of students to buy through installment basis. So wherein we structure the products in a way that it is very much affordable to the students, and they are going to take up these products. So all the traditional banking system or the current existing banking system works based on your salaries or your income, right? So what we are trying to build up is a merit-based credit system, right? So it is always an indicator that what could be your credit assessment based on current levels what you are in now, right? So we always based on these future predictions to predict the credit assessment of these students, and then we try to offer it.
Till now, there's 0 students who has defaulted from our system.
Yeah.
And we strongly believe that Indian students are very trustworthy.
If you want a new house and you want to furnish it, there's a startup called Huspa, which is a full-service design marketplace. We spoke to the founder.
The point is, a consumer who has bought a house has already spent like lakhs and lakhs, crores of money on the house. By the end of spending that much money, he doesn't have that much money in his pocket. But even if you don't have money, it doesn't mean you don't want good things, right? You still want to have aspirational designs. So I want to cater to every consumer who may not have enough money in his or her pocket, but then give him the best. People want to upsell. Moment you want to do up your house and you meet up a vendor, they want to upsell. You want to do a 3 lakh project and the vendor will sell you 6 lakhs. So we are not that kind of company. We will not upsell. We will not undersell also. So whatever. We will be affordable and we're pretty affordable, that's A. B is we are very transparent. We are very transparent about our services and our products. So that's another USP. The third is it's a technology, ultimately it's a tech-driven platform. So, a lot of things are online, and so that is where the transparency picture comes into account. And the third thing is the design quotient. So we have the best designers in place. So obviously there is no compromise on design and quality in that way. So if you want to do up your house, you come to me now. I'll basically waiver the complete design fee for you, and then I'll just go and do your project, waiving the design fee completely. So yeah.
Beware of a new scheme that is doing the rounds. Small-time sales agencies of Microsoft and Adobe have been sending emails to startups accusing them of using pirated software. They're just trying to sell more licenses by threatening startups. They don't have the authority to do it legally. They just download startup databases from blogs and write emails or make calls. Funnily, they use weird email IDs and misspell names. You don't have to lose your sleep over this. Try your best not to use pirated software. There's competition between startup offices for having the most talked about and beautiful offices in town. Kalakarah is a startup that helps you paint your walls with art. We spoke to the founder, Jay.
It's a different aura altogether. So when you walk into a room which has art in it, there's quite a lot of positivity. There's quite a lot of relaxation that you get into your mind. So a lot of startups come to us and ask us for a wall painting. The reason being, it's a value add for them as well. So you have to be a little artistic when it comes to starting up a company or probably running a show. Typically, it all depends on the detailing of an image. So when an image is very detailed, we would probably charge 900 to 1,000 rupees per square feet. And when it is not detailed, we might charge lesser. So on an average, we charge about 800 rupees per square feet for an image. But if it is a very huge wall and then if there is a negotiation done, then there's quite a lot of, we take an overall sum and negotiate, because this is a startup and I really know how finances work in a startup. So we always try our level best to make sure things are feasible for people and it is affordable for normal public. So that's how.
Now, over to Manny for the beer report. Microsoft buys LinkedIn for $26.2 billion. Poor Microsoft employees who were looking for jobs on LinkedIn. Didi raises $7 billion this week to take on Uber, who raised $3.5 billion last week. If Uber is good at maths, they'll raise $14 billion next. Oyo rooms dragged to court yet again. It's better they start an Oyo in court. Government announces GST in e-commerce, which complicates things. They were anyways complicated in the first place. Heavy download seen in railway stations that offer free Wi-Fi. Saravana, stop using my Wi-Fi and go to the railway station. Wait, I'm also coming. One of our fans asked this question on Twitter. Is Foodtech dead? What are some of the ideas for someone who wants to start something in Foodtech?
I don't think that something is dead. I mean, you can always revive something, right? Because I have seen some food techs which are doing things differently and they don't care about funding because they are doing good revenue. So not necessarily you need funding. I wouldn't want to name companies now, but you have to do something remarkable. You have to do something which is unique. You just don't have to run because everyone else is running. You might stand aside and do something good. First thing in food, there is no shortcut. So your food has to be good. There are many companies which died down. One is because they did not have these fresh ideas. You repeatedly you have to, your customer will come back to you, which is a repeat footfall, is when they think that you are doing something new. And for food business, the food has to be new. There has to be something unique. First is food. Second is customer service. Customer service, something I've seen that it does go down. So giving discount necessarily doesn't help. Give them good customer service. Give them this wow factor in customer service. I think that should work.
So if you have any questions, tweet them to us on @denture_capital and we'll get them answered by experts. In the last week's contest, we asked you to identify both the startup logos. The answer is Big Basket and Fresh Desk. The winner of the contest is Aditya Shankar. Congratulations! You won yourselves Denture Capital original merchandise. Now here's this week's contest. Identify what the logo shown represents. Techies, you're going to find this easy. Tweet your answers at @denture_capital with the hashtag contest12 and win Denture Capital original merchandise. Season 1 of Denture Capital is ending with the next episode. The love and support that all of you have given us has kept us going. So we want to meet you all and have a good time. Watch our Facebook and Twitter pages for details with respect to our episode 13 premiere. We want to see you all there. So until then, stay ambitious.